I guess so. You already know what it is. We have how I scale a clothing brand to 50K a month reaction. Before we start, I just want to say a quick thing. Number one, I'm gonna be getting some new headphones because dang, these things is broke. And number two, um, with every video I make, you know what I'm saying? Well, make sure y'all, first of all, make sure y'all follow, check my plats, my Instagram, I got my Kick, I got my YouTube all on the screen. Make sure y'all check all those out. I'm going to be making a doc file of every video that I react to. Every video I react to is going to be put in a text file so you don't have to rewatch the video. Let's say you taking notes, whatever it is, or you like the video. I'm gonna summarize the video in a text file, a doc that y'all can read over with no fluff, no none of that. You're gonna get straight to the point. Gonna show you like exactly what you need to know, strategies, this and that, whatever was in the video. You know what I'm saying? So make sure y'all, like, sub, you know what I'm saying? Make sure y'all stay tuned for that. But this is only going to be open for those who subscribe. So if you subscribe, whatever plat, you're going to have access to it. Just check out my link tree. It's going to be there. I'm going to set all that up and have instructions and all that. But I'm just letting you guys know that that's what I got going on. That's what we going to do. This video is going to be summarized too. And yeah, so anyway, let's get into it.
What's up, guys? Jar here back with another video. Basically, in this video, I'll be showcasing how I scale clothing brands to 50K a month using my 2026 strategy. So a lot of the clients I work with, right, they're either at that 20, 30, or even less than that K a month. And really their next goal is at 50K a month. And this is like the common mistakes that I find with my clients, and just clothing brands in general, right? And basically, I'll just break down like the easiest and simplest way to reach that, right? And it's kind of simple once you realize everything. But basically, it's my ad account, right? This is yesterday, as you can see here, just on Meta itself. That's my Instagram. And let's get straight to it. So I just finished reading this book called The 80-20 Principle, The Secret to Achieving More with Less. And essentially, right, basically 80% of your results are gonna come from 20% of your actions, right? So basically we need to find what those 20% actions are and essentially maximize it so that we can get more results, right? So there's really only two big needle movers when it comes to actual performance other than your actual product, right? Because we can't change that from, in a relatively short time period. So number one is your creative, right? So with Meta Andromeda, right, we've been moving away from interest targeting and traditional media buying in a sense,
Sorry,
into
guys.
more
Sorry.
actual creative, because at the end of the day, Meta and us as a brand, right, we want to prioritize the user experience, right? So when it actually comes to succeeding with ads in 2026, we're focusing primarily on just ad types in general, and more creative focus, right? And as you can see here, this is just like kind of an example, right? So like this stops the scroll, 59K likes. I've been seeing this brand actually a lot on my For You page, but essentially we want to create pieces of content that people can engage with, right? So this one is just like an aesthetic piece of content, has a lot of engagement, as you can see, and this will work well as an ad because it has good organic proof, right? Because essentially ads are just the same as organic reels because they pop up in the same placement, right? So just using the For You page, right, as an inspo board, right, this is really going to help you create good types of ads that will do well, because in order for an organic post to do well, it has to provide a positive user experience, and essentially that's what we want to do. So when it comes down to with creative, right, we just want to launch high quality tests each and every week, right? So basically we want more intentional quality shots on goal, right? So we want quality and quantity. Me personally, I like to aim for 3 to 7 high quality concepts a week. That's what kind of I found to work best. Same with my mentors. And essentially, the way that we find this, right, is by crafting, these high quality sheets, right? So basically, this is kind of like my Google Sheets. I'll kind of give you an example of one of the ad concepts that I came up with. So right here we have the hypothesis. Many consumers want hard streetwear clothing, but their biggest objection and obstacle is trusting that the brand they wish to purchase from actually ships, as it is well known that Instagram brands don't ship or take forever to ship, right? And then we have our personas that we're targeting: ad angle, desire, market awareness, and then you can kind of touch up more on this and get more context on this. Reading Breakthrough Advertising and Eugene Schwartz, I recommend. Yeah, so market awareness, problem aware, and then market sophistication, stage 4 and 5. Then we have our different awareness levels, in terms of the thoughts that our customer is thinking. And then right here, I just crafted a script, right? And following these market principles. And yeah, that's kind of how I did it. So basically, this script, right, is very tactically produced, right? Like you can use ChatGPT, right, to make you an ad script, but it's only like your outputs are only as good as your inputs, in the sense of that you still have to understand market fundamentals. Like you have to understand your persona, your desire, your market awareness, and your market sophistication. So really, when it comes down to making an ad, really all you need is this, right? And then you can kind of like plug that into ChatGPT, but you still have to know like what the different market awareness levels are and different market sophistication levels are, and you can really only know that through learnings by yourself. So I actually recommend everyone to either look on YouTube or just read his actual book, Eugene Schwartz, Breakthrough Advertising. I believe it's a couple $100, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, this book, Breakthrough Advertising. But yeah, I would recommend touching up on that. And basically from there, you can actually create everything. So I'll kind of walk you through this script right here. You ever bought from an Instagram brand that you thought was hard, only to be refreshing the shop page for weeks, waiting for your order to actually come? So this is essentially just specifically calling out, the hypothesis that we're targeting, right? Because people basically bought from Instagram brands before, right? And their pain point is that they haven't got it to come. So this is a problem aware market awareness level, right? Because they're aware, right, of the problem. My fits are mid. I need some harder pieces, but IG brands take forever to ship, right? A stage above that would be something about how I look is off. I just can't put my finger on it. So they're unaware of the issue, right? Problem aware, they are aware of the issue that their fits are mid, right? But they have an objection that IG brands take forever to ship. And then a step down from that would be solution aware, in which they are aware of the problem and they're aware of the solution, right? So problem aware is they're aware of the problem, but they aren't aware of the solution. So solution aware right here, let me find a hard, trustworthy streetwear brand that actually ships. And then product aware is they're aware of the problem and the solution, and they're aware of some brands that can help solve that solution. So their mind state is, should I buy from Angelic or XYZ brands? And then most aware is they're aware of Angelic. Now they're just comparing and should see why they should specifically buy from Angelic, and typically looking for some type of urgency or offer. So I should buy from Angelic now because they're on sale and my size will sell out, right? So I'm kind of moving everything from here. So since this is a problem aware ad, right, essentially we're just working from here. So this problem aware ad, right, the headline, right, in the actual hook is going to be in problem aware, right? And same with the visual hook as well, the actual text that will be on the screen. And I'll show you like the actual output of what it looks like, so you guys can actually get some more context and clarity on what I'm talking about. But basically, once you start at an awareness level, right? So my awareness level is problem aware, so that means I have to work down from problem aware. So let me break this down. I have to work down from problem aware down to solution aware, down to product aware, and then most aware. And then this is basic copywriting, but like I said, I'll walk you guys through this. So basically, since we started at problem aware, then that means we had to move down to solution aware, product aware, most aware. If we started at solution aware, then we would omit problem aware. That makes sense. So you ever bought from an Instagram brand that you thought was hard, only to be refreshing the shop page for weeks, waiting for your order to actually come? This is a problem aware headline. It's in line with their line of thinking for problem aware. And then the next line, well, it's time to shop from an actual trusted brand that ships, moving into solution aware, and then into product aware, which Angelic is a streetwear brand with over 100,000 customers, 4.8 stars on Shop, and over 200K followers on IG and TikTok, making them a brand you can actually trust. and further honing in a product where they offer many graphic hoodies, graphic t-shirts, jorts, sweats, etc. They basically got everything you would need in your closet. My personal favorite pieces are their best-selling Astral sets and their OG zip-ups, which are perfect to chill in or step out in. And then moving to Most Aware, they ship in 3 to 4 days and currently have some mystery offers on their site. I would hurry though and check them out, as they do tend to sell out a lot. Right. So basically, as you can see, this is a very intentional piece of ad creative and concept that we're launching, and basically we're gonna be doing 7 to 10 of these each and every week, depending on your scale and spend levels. But yeah, this is basically how I approach each and every one of my creative tests. As you can see here, I have my different creative tests right here lined up. But basically, this is how you do it, and I'll show you guys, like I said, the actual output. So I sent this brief to my influencer, right? And you guys will see it here.
The actually ship part 2.
My bad. I want to pause real quick, just in case y'all didn't understand like kind of what he was saying with like the underwear and stuff like that earlier. Basically, to like kind of lower it down, he basically was just saying that there's like when you're making an ad, you're not just making an ad, you know what I'm saying? There's certain thing like elements of an ad that you gotta include. So he's breaking it down like each element of his ads where it should like go, like it should hit each and every one of these points so that people won't have like real, you know, won't question the product or oh the brand and this and that, you know what I'm saying? So in your ad you should have things like, you know, it should have like the trustability, like they should be able to trust you that you're legit. um it should signify like okay the piece is hard, like they actually like the clothes, you know, it has a side, like things like that, like that's how the ad should be formatted, you know what I'm saying? So that's basically what he's saying.
Ever bought from an Instagram brand you thought was hard, then your order never get to you? See, now it's time to shop trusted brands that ship. Angelic is a streetwear brand with over 100,000 customers, almost 5 stars on Shop, and over 200,000 followers between Instagram and TikTok. See, them facts make this a brand you can actually trust. They offer graphic hoodies, t-shirts, sweats, shorts, and more. See, they got everything you'll need in your closet, and my personal favorite is their best-selling Astro sets. And I can't forget to mention they OG zip-ups, perfect to just chill in or if you want to go pop out in it. And the best part is shipping's only 3 to 4 days, and they got some mystery offers on the website. But make sure you act fast because they usually sell out.
I bet. So as you can see, yeah, that's just an example of the actual output. And mind you, I sent this to like different influencers, right? So 3 influencers in total, right? Because there's gonna have different impacts on how they actually execute each ad script, right? And that's another variation that we can throw into the ad account, right? So this is an example of a high intent piece of ad creative, right? So as you can see how much intent went into this ad creative, right? Versus a low intent ad creative such as this, right? So it's not merely just okay, let me launch 3 to 7 high quality concepts, right? And then this be your concepts, right? Because you're not going to really see any big swings in performance, right? Especially with Meta Andromeda, right? Because you need massive swings in your ad account in different creative concepts, right? You're not going to really see any big movements in your ad account just off of like low intent things like this, low effort things like this, right? And this is like a top of funnel style ad as well that will sit higher in the funnel, that will get a lot more spend as well, that will dramatically change our ad account, right? So basically, yeah, we're just doing this on a weekly basis, and then from here we're just keep learning and iterating, like I said, weekly, and you produce more winners more frequently. The learning part is very important, so you actually have to, you know, log each one of your ads and see why they did well, why they didn't well, and then from there you're just iterating from those learnings, and then you'll be able to produce more winners and have a higher hit rate, right? So really all it comes down to is consistency in acquiring content, right? Because we live in an attention economy, so it's important that, you know, we're pumping out quality pieces of content. And then when it comes to acquiring content, you can either do this yourself or outsource this to others, right? So I'll kind of show you guys what that kind of looks like. So outsourcing to others, right? I have a guy that shoots some content for me. I have a guy that shoots some content for me in Atlanta. As you can see here, this is a new drop actually we're working on, and yeah, he shot some content with the new pieces, as you can see. And this kind of goes back to kind of like delegating, right? So finding people who can actually create content for you, right? Because eventually at scale, right, you're wearing too many hats to do everything, right? So, but having that ability to create content and deliver that on a weekly basis is very important. And then, so that's just outsourcing to others, or you can do it yourself. You know what I mean? Oh, let me see. Let me see. Okay. I'll show you guys kind of like an example of some content that I did myself. Let me see here. This is what one of my friends, we just did like a skit. This is just off of an idea that I found on the For You page. As you can see, I filmed it with my camera and shit. That's why the quality's so good. But yeah, this is content I did with my friends. So you can either like I said, do it yourself or outsource it to others, or do a combination of both. But the main thing is consistency, right? Because we want to, continue to deliver high pieces of content on a consistent basis. Because at the end of the day, that's what's gonna get attention in a crowded, saturated marketplace, and that's what's gonna drive results. And the last thing, right? The last big needle mover is offer, right? So,
Real quick, I just want to say consistency is so important. It does like you can have the best content or the worst content, but as long as you're consistent, that's all that matters. But just make sure one thing I do want to add, when you're being consistent, make sure that you're improving. You know what I'm saying? Make sure that you're improving your ad style, your, stuff like that. Like you should when you because I think one misconception with consistency, this is really with anything you do, this doesn't even have to be a clothing brand, this could be anything, is that a lot of people would just do the same thing over and over, and it's like there's no improvement, there's no reflection on like, okay, how can I get better? You know what I'm saying? They'll just post the same type of video. Like let's say if I post quotes, right? Like I'll let's say if I post the same type of quotes every time, that's cool and all, but someone who posts the same type of quotes, but then they try to experiment whether they use like a different font or a different aesthetic with the photos, or stuff like that, change the colors, like they're gonna have way more success than me just posting the same type of like motivational quotes every time, same using the same type of photos and all that. You know what I'm saying? The person who's experimenting is going to do way better, because what's going to happen is he going to find something that's like, oh shoot, boom, and then it's going to shoot him right up. You know what I'm saying? So consistency is the most important thing, but make sure that consistency is backed up by improvement. So make sure you are consistently improving every day while posting that same thing. Try something different, try something new.
this is really just like, oh, shit. This is really like more so CRO tests and offers, right? So yeah, CRO tests and offers. And really what that looks like, this is IntelliGems. And basically, this is just an example of some offers and CRO tests that I did on my site. And as you can see right here, we're getting a 37% uptick in conversion rate, almost 50% uptick in revenue per visitor, and the most important metric, our profit per visitor, with the 47% uptick. As you can see, so like basically we can drive the same amount of traffic and we're not even changing our ads at all. And we can drive more incremental revenue towards our bottom line. This is another example, as you can see here. And then if we just continue to stack these wins, right, alongside our creative testing wins, then we can really start making some big moves in terms of top line and bottom line revenue. And even if you look at any of the big direct to consumer brands, they're always running offers. So this is GOD, 25% off, 25% off site wide, valid Valentine's Day code. You know what I'm saying? So utilizing a marketing activation, a marketing moment to push an offer. Yeah, and it can just be as simple as percentage off, right? Or you can do like some bundles. This is hollow socks, as you can see here. Winter bundle, buy two get two free. There's different kind of ways you can position an offer. This is True Classic, 9-figure brand. I think they're $1 billion brand now, actually. But they started relatively the same time I did. And as you can see here, they're just running 10-pack bundle offers as well, to boost their AOV and overall profit per visitor. And this is Alex Ramosi. Basically, he says make it dumb for people to say no. So you want to create irresistible acquisition offers, right? So that's going to ultimately boost your profit per visitor. And when it really comes down to is, right, you don't really want to look at it from a surface level perspective, because you can actually decrease your actual gross margin percentage, but your overall gross margin dollars is going to be higher. So this is an example from ChatGPT that I cooked up real quick. So let's say you're selling a $60 t-shirt, right? This is your unit economics, right? As you can see here, gross profit $35, or you can do buy one tee for 60, get the second tee free. You know what I'm saying? So kind of like a BOGO type deal, right? And even though, right, this on paper looks worse, right, because your gross profit is going to be less. Actually, you know what I'm saying? The take rate on this offer might actually be a lot higher. So your overall profit per visitor is going to go up, right? Because at the end of the day, that's the only thing that matters, right? So like if only like that's a bad example. Let's say, yeah, let's go five. 5 out of 1,000 people take this offer. But let's say with this buy one get one free, now 100 out of 1,000 people take this offer. You know what I'm saying? Your actual incremental bottom line contribution dollars is going to be a lot higher with this offer. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, we want to optimize for profit per visitor, right? Because your conversion rate can go up, even with your AOV going down. You're still going to make more money at the end of the day. And here's an example of an offer sheet, template sheet that I have for my clients, for my mentee clients. Here are some offer examples, as you can see here. You can get a hoodie, right? Boom, boom, boom. All your like unit economic costs here to actually like calculate what your actual metrics would be in terms of gross profit percentage, profit dollars, cost of goods, etc. Yeah, kind of back in napkin math, but yeah, that's kind of the two ways using the 80-20 rule, right, on how to scale your clothing brand. It's 50K a month, and really, if you just do these two things right on a consistent basis, week in and week out, you can really start seeing some moves, and yeah, you'll eventually hit the 50K mark. But yeah, my name is Jar. If you want to work with me one-on-one, you can apply in the link in the description. But until then, I'll see y'all in the next video.
Oh shit, not mean to do that.
If you're
but
watching this video right
that was
now,
a great video. I ain't gonna lie. Let me see if I can go back real quick. But yeah,
What's up,
that was a
guys?
good
Jar here,
video.
back
I ain't
with
gonna lie. Yeah, make sure. Like I said before when I first started. Damn, I need a new mic. I am going to condense the video. I'm gonna condense the video to a text file. This thing that he made, like the little spreadsheet. I'm not spreadsheet, like the little diagram. I'm gonna definitely start doing stuff like that, cause that's low key a good idea. Like I haven't really thought about that. But yeah, I'm gonna start doing that. But yeah, honestly, I don't really got much to say other than, you know what I'm saying, I'm going to go ahead with this video and I'm gonna condense it down in a text file. If you guys want to see it again, check my link tree. If you're on, if you see my stuff up here, just go to my Instagram. My link tree will be in the you know, the bio. My bad, I'm having a brain fart. And then I'll have a list on there of each, like a document where it'll like take you to each video that I'll do, and then it's gonna have like the text layout explaining what the video was just talking about, but laid out in text. So if you want to go back to it whenever, you could just, or download it, you can just, you know what I'm saying, go and do that without having to watch the whole 20 minutes of a video and then trying to find where, oh, he said this and I want to follow, like, he said this and but I don't know where it's at, so now you gotta watch the video. So yeah, I'll just make it into a text file. So make sure y'all like and sub wherever y'all on. If you're on YouTube, make sure y'all follow. I mean, sorry, sub. If you're on Kick, make sure you follow. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, my mic is like tweaking out really bad. It's like broken, so I gotta get a new one real quick. But yeah, appreciate y'all for watching, man. Like I said, make sure y'all follow. Join my Discord group if you like to chat with me, chat with others. If you like to work with other like-minded people who want to get to the same place, whether you're doing digital marketing, clothing brand, whatever it is, it really don't matter. Trading, all that. I'll be doing videos on all those topics. You know what I'm saying? So just make sure y'all follow, like, all of that. Check out my Discord. And yeah, guys, y'all have a good day. Peace. I'm gonna go grab a new mic. So yeah. But yeah, peace.